Our emotion behind our practice today is courage. We would learn the concept of breath as the basic unit of each asana. With each inhalation, you imagine yourself breathing in courage. The asanas are aimed to work on joint health, muscle awareness, and spinal health. Welcome to day 2 of the 30-day yoga challenge.
My name is Zubin, and we are about to get started with the second class of the 30-day challenge. You're going to get started by sitting right in the center because the shape of the mat and how your body moves over this rectangle is going to be very helpful as you grow your practice. Bring both your hands down by the side of the hips here, press with your palms down into the floor and get the entire length of the arms. And just by doing so, you're going to let yourself bring the weight on your hands and press with your palms down till you can lift your sit bones up and off the mat. So by doing this, we are going to lengthen the entire spine and take some weight off the sit bones. It helps you to work on the intervertebral spaces and it gives the muscles that kind of original length that they deserve. From here, we are going to now get into the twist. So bring your left hand on top of the right knee here. Right hand is going to go on the floor at the back. Start bending the arms and the elbows. Create space between both of them to let yourself look far over the right shoulder and notice how your spine begins to twist. Continue looking over the right shoulder as far as you can. And while you're holding this position, you want to make sure that you're breathing in and out. And keep listening to the sound of the breath. Twist. As you breathe out, you're going to slowly get the body out of the pose and we'll do the same thing onto the other side. So bring your right hand on top of the left knee. Left hand, you make a cup out of it, put your fingertips down onto the floor. Avoid pressing the palm down. You just simply want to make a cup out of your left hand and start bending the arms. Bending the arms to create a lot more space between the shoulders, between the elbows, and let yourself twist into the spine further with each release of the breath. You want to progress into the pose every time you breathe out. Slowly when you breathe out, you're going to get the body out of this, back to the center. Always remember that the breath is the basic single unit of each and every single yoga pose that you do. For an example, you want to hold the pose on the right hand side for like 4 to 5 deep breaths. So it helps you to maintain the focus while you're into the pose so that you don't have to always count how long do you want to hold the position for. So keep paying attention towards the sound of your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out counts as one long breath. And this is the exact same thing you'll do on the other side. So always keep this in mind to make sure that your breath works as the single unit of your yoga poses. So bring your feet towards the front edge of the mat. So once you have your feet towards the front edge of the mat, bring both your hands on top of the knees and get the fingers to point in towards the abdomen with the elbows pointing out. And start bouncing your knees up and down. Now that we have worked on the spine, we have worked on the neck, you want to work on bouncing your knees up and down. That helps you to work on the hip girdles and that also helps you to create some kind of blood circulation. Make the blood travel towards the lower part of the body. So imagine you're dribbling a basketball. So bounce. And from there, when you breathe in, you're going to pull yourself up and back. Now keep your heels exactly where they are. You're going to make a hook out of your index finger, middle finger, and point them in towards your chest bone. Get the entire length of the spine again. And from there, once you have the entire length of the spine, you want to lean the weight down to the right hand side. And just by doing so, you will tilt and bring your head further down to the right. Now you instantly begin to feel the weight of the head and the stretch it produces on the left hand side of the neck. So these are the muscles that often need to be stretched because this is where we carry the stress mostly. These are the muscles that shorten. These are the muscles that are responsible for the positioning of your head, your posture when you're sitting throughout your day. Now keep your lips together and lift your chin up towards where the right knee is pointing. So my body weight towards the right, more towards the right hip, my lips are together, and my chin is pointing as up as it can get towards the right knee and almost towards the corner of the room on the right hand side. Then slowly when you breathe in, you're going to get the body weight back to the center. Tilt and lean your weight further down to the left hand side and bring the weight of the left. And continue breathing. Keep your lips together and lift your chin up towards where your left knee is pointing. It brings a very unique stretch. This is something which is very effective. The impact you will feel on the scalenes here on the right hand side of the neck. It produces that kind of beautiful stretch. It keeps your muscles around the shoulders more toned. It keeps the muscles around the neck more toned. So if you want to continue to look young, this is one thing you make sure that you're always putting in your practice. Now from there, you're going to fold right from the base of the spine with the elbows inside the lap. Now, as you keep your elbows inside the lap, you want to make sure that you're bending from the base of the spine. So keep the elbows inside your lap and keep your back flat as it could be kept. And then lower the chin down towards the chest. Now, lowering your chin down towards the chest allows you to produce a lot more stretch at the back of your neck. This is when you keep your lips together. Let your nose lift itself up. Follow the nose. So imagine the nose is leading you out of the pose. The chin follows the nose and then the throat and then every single vertebra in your spine. It slowly brings the pose up and back with your toes neatly pulled in towards yourself again. Now we are going to do something similar, but it works on the different part of the spine. So here you're going to go grab the toes from the inside and get the elbows to point out as far forward as they can be kept. The way the nose led you out of the pose in this position, the elbows will be leading you out of the pose, and you want to go beyond the border of the mat. So focus on reaching out forward, and then you put your hands down onto the floor. So once you have your hands, the contact established with the mat nicely, with the elbows neatly settling down, you just simply want to shift the body weight from one side to the other. See what happens. Now, for an instance, if you're not there yet, if the body doesn't allow you to go forward, it's perfectly fine. Just see wherever you easily can, grip the floor. But if you're here, you want to shift the body weight towards the right hand side. So shift the body weight here, and you would notice just by shifting the body weight, how magically that helps you stretch the left hand side of the torso. The oblique is instantly alerted because the stretch is being produced on the lumbar region, perhaps the obliques. All you have to do now is to take a mega inhalation and combine that position with a long, deep breath in. When that happens, you would notice how that muscle feels a lot more length being available all of a sudden. Totally feel free to also lift the left sit bone teeny bit higher off the mat. And notice how the weight of the left leg, it kind of keeps you down and wants to pull you further down towards the left. That's when you settle your left arm down onto the floor, press against the floor with the help of the right hand, get the body weight to come towards the left hip. You're kind of preparing your torso, you're kind of preparing your spine, stretch and wake those muscles up, and you want to stretch everything on the right hand side of the torso right now. And it can only be done properly if the breath is of high quality. You want to make sure that your breath that you're taking in goes down towards the bottom of the lungs, and it produces that stretch all along the muscle, all along the skin. And when you breathe out, you're going to get the body out of this, back to the center, and slowly press against the floor, and you're going to bring yourself up and back to the center, and from there you would relax. Now bring the feet close to the body, a little bit closer. And now join your hands together right in the center of the chest, and you want to raise your arms up higher. Now as you raise your arms up high, you interlock your fingers and you pull the arms further back behind your ears. Now you notice that there is a lot of struggle. The pose looks very easy to sit in, but it requires immense levels of strength from the neck, shoulders, perhaps the back as well, to hold that stance. So hold your chest precisely on top of your hips and continue sending the arms back. Now send the arms open and wide to the point where you cannot see your arms. So you want to send the arms back as they can get, stick the palms further out and away from the rest of the body, and then slowly begin to lower the arms down. Now settle the arms down. Remember how we started right in the beginning, but this time when you bring your hands down by the side of the hips, you will notice that it is a lot of support that your back appreciates because the muscles are working a little bit too much. So once you press against the floor with the help of the hands, you lift the body weight up off the floor and then come as close as you can to the heels in front. And then further with the help of the hands, you want to push into the floor and lean a lot more of your body weight forward. When you do that, you notice two things. One, that your feet are jammed against each other, they're pressing into each other. Second, that your knees would feel a downward force towards the floor. So that's important. So continue to shift your body weight forward. Now with your left hand, you're going to go grab your left ankle like this. With your left elbow, you're going to place it exactly on top of the knee. Right hand is going to come on top of the right knee. You press the hand down into the knee till you get the entire length of the right arm. Now for some reason, if your hips are not letting you do that today, please do not be discouraged. Keep pressing and keep doing whatever you easily can. Your body is intelligent enough to tell you that, okay, this is the stretch maximum it can handle. So for an instance, if you're here, perfectly fine. Just allow yourself to breathe in and out. Just make sure that you're breathing and there is never any kind of retention in terms of your breath. So you press this one down and now see where the right shoulder is pointing. Now for me, it's pointing up towards the ceiling right now, and I would want the shoulder to be pointing towards the screen. So push the shoulder further out and forward, and I want to look over the left shoulder. Adds a beautiful stretch and the twist in the spine, and all I have to do is to breathe in and out and make the most out of the inhalations here. Always remember breath as the basic unit of each and every pose. Right hand goes here on the ankle, elbow presses and pushes the knee further down into the floor. You bring your left hand down on top of the left knee, press against it till you get the entire length of the left arm. Open the chest and make sure that you're using the grip you have over the ankle. Now first open it up and wide, then slide it forward over the right shoulder. Keep pressing, continue to breathe in and out. This is when you breathe in and bring both your hands on top of the knees and see if you can get the entire length of both the arms today. If you can, perfect. If you cannot, not a problem. Just continue pressing the knees down, and if you have the entire length of the arms, you twist. And then you twist on the right. This is when you bring yourself out of this, back to the center and relax. So in this class today, what we have done, we have worked on the hip girdle. We have worked on the thighs, we have worked on the hips, we have worked on the joints of the ankles and the feet. So if you combine this practice with the class that we have done previously, you would be working on the neck, spine, shoulders, hips, and entire legs. So this works in opening up the joints. It makes your joints a little bit more limber. It alerts the muscles to provide some length. It gets you prepared for the breathing right in the poses, how long to hold each and every pose for. And if you keep combining these classes, you would have a practice that looks solid and strong. This is Ubinathre, your fellow practitioner. I'll see you tomorrow for the third day of our 30-day yoga challenge. Thank you very much.